Hello, and welcome to the 17th episode of Comic Book Talk. On this episode, I'm going to be talking about a non-Transformers series from IDW titled Sword of Ages. Let's get into it. Sword of Ages is a 5-issue limited series by IDW Publishing that released in 2017. It's written by and has panel and cover art by Gabriel Rodriguez, well known for the popular comic book series turned Netflix show Lock and Key, with colors by Laverne Kinzrisky. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. So what is Sword of Ages about? Well, in a very non-spoiler way, it's a very fantasy sci-fi take on the Excalibur myth where the young warrior Avalon's brutal clashes with rising tyrants in a world of bizarre creatures, ancient civilizations, aliens, and magic. Yes, that's the best synopsis you're getting for now because I think the series is worth reading for oneself, and I'm not going to spoil it. The biggest reason that I like this series is that it was very different from what I was reading at the time. See, at the time I was pretty much only reading Transformers comics, both newer and older ones. And I kind of got to a point in my comic book reading where I wanted to branch out. Of course, I dipped a bit into Marvel and DC, but I also thought, I love IDW's Transformers books, so why not see what else IDW can do? And that's what led me to Sword of Ages. Plus, it's nice to see one half of the creatives from Lock and Key branch out into something else that is very different. Something that's sci-fi fantasy with a little bit of mythology thrown in there. And that is what I find the most interesting about this particular series. Plus, that panel art and cover art is really good. The writing is decent. There are some pacing issues I had when reading it, but it's not too bad overall. It definitely is a series that if you like Lock and Key, if you like fantasy sci-fi stories, or just stuff from IDW publishing, I would definitely recommend getting and reading it. There's a trade paperback you can still get pretty much anywhere online, so it's not all that hard to find. I just wish there was more Sword of Ages. I don't know what happened or why they stopped at 5 issues, but that first run is collected into one book, and I just wish there was more of it. I want to see more of this world, I just assumed that since it was called Book 1, when they collected it in a trade, that, there might be more. But I guess being a limited series, But that's going to do it for this episode. So if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.